Or Danny Haifeng is here, and they're working against, where an emphasis at this show is to expose the BS wars that are happening all over. And right now, there's a Cold War that the United States and their corporations that run our government are ramping up against China. And so the CIA has been involved with that stuff. So hey, Danny Haifeng is here. Tell us all about it, Dan. And you have an event happening tomorrow, so tell people about it.
Yes, actually, the event is happening on Saturday,
Oh.
which October 24th. It'll be a dialogue between Jeffrey Sachs and Zhang Weiwei. Jeffrey Sachs, as some of your viewers may know, was the co-author of the Center for Economic Policy Research report on the effect of U.S. sanctions on Venezuela. That has killed, 40,000 Venezuelans over the course of a 2-year period, 2017 to 2019. He will be in dialogue with Zhang Weiwei, who is an enormous public figure in China, professor of Fudan University, author of the book China Wave. And it's part of our ongoing campaign called the No Cold War campaign. You can find us at www.nocoldwar.org. And we've had already 2 other events. We launched a statement. And in that event where we launched the statement, we had speakers like Max Blumenthal, friend of your show, editor at The Gray Zone. We've had people like Jill Stein, John Pilger sign the statement, Medea Benjamin of Code Pink. We had a peace forum on September 26th, which brought together organizations like Black Alliance for Peace, Code Pink, as well as speakers in places of the world like South Africa. We had Chris Matalko, who is a leader of the South African Communist Party. Ali Vargas, who's a journalist based in Bolivia. As your viewers may know, Bolivia just had a huge victory with the victory of Luis Arce of the Movement for Socialism. So we are really building an international campaign to facilitate dialogue, not only with China, but the rest of the world, as well as people in the United States, to understand that the dangers of a new Cold War against China that the U.S. has been ramping up since we formed in July, but arguably beforehand, with all of the various policies as well as the narratives that the corporate media have been peddling, to basically paint China as an enemy that needs to be taken care of militarily, that needs to be contained. We find this to be extremely dangerous in a period where in the United States and around the world, we are facing a pandemic, an economic crisis, endless war, and all of these problems cannot be addressed if the United States, which is the imperial hegemon of the world, is basically ramping up escalations and also threatening the entire world with a potential nuclear catastrophe.
And so if people don't know who Jeffrey Sachs is, they might know him from this show because we had a very popular video that featured him when he went on Morning Joe, and he told the truth about Syria and that it was actually a proxy war started by the United States and the CIA, and that we funded terrorists, meaning ISIS, al-Nusra, to go in and try to overthrow Syria, and that was for many reasons, one of them being a pipeline, one of them being at the behest of Israel. So Jeffrey Sachs is going to be on this forum this Saturday. So if you know him from this show, that video must have gotten a million views or something. So that was I don't think he's been back on Morning Joe to talk about Syria ever since then. But it's so that's how I know who he is, and so now how can people check this out? How can people? If you're interested in this, if you care about stopping this bullshit Cold War with China that U.S. corporations and our military-industrial complex and government that is captured by those same corporations are trying to start, or actually are starting, you could come do something about it this Saturday. So tell people about it.
Right. So you can view the dialogue at the Eventbrite page, where you can register to attend the Zoom event. We also have a YouTube page. We also have a Facebook page, which all can be found at www.nocoldwar.org. The event will be held on October 24th. It will be 9 a.m. Eastern time, which I know is early, especially for the West Coast folks here in the United States. But we do it because we also have a lot of viewers in China and a lot of viewers around the world where actually that's the afternoon and the evening, especially in China. That's about 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Time there. So please register for the event. It's free. All of our events are free. And you can view it there.
NoColdWar.org.
Yep, www.nocoldwar.org.
And so now what's going to happen on Saturday? So if let's say I get up at 5:55 a.m. on Saturday and I decide to log in because I'm against this new Cold War, what am I going to see?
Well, you're going to see a dialogue that will be chaired by one of our organizers, Jenny Clegg, who has written great work about multipolarity and why the rise of China is such a threat to the United States. She will be chairing the event, and Jeffrey Sachs and Zhang Weiwei will be asked a set of questions, and what's likely going to happen is it's going to turn into a conversation between them where they end up answering questions and talking about some of the most pressing components of this new Cold War, as well as some of the problems that are being exacerbated by it. For example, the pandemic, cooperation around the pandemic, how, for example, in China, the pandemic was contained within a matter of months. Here in the United States, it seems like a permanent feature of life because the United States has done actually very little about it. And so those are going to be some of the themes. The pandemic, I'm sure, will be a theme. Climate change. There will be a lot of themes that are brought up. And really, it's going to be up to the speakers on where they want to take it. But we think that it'll be a monumental event in the sense that Jeffrey Sachs has a huge following. He's been doing some amazing work as an academic. You don't find many academics who advocate peace with China or peace at all, for that matter. And Zhang Weiwei in China, he's an immense public figure who is basically the expert on how to talk about China to Western audiences. If people should check out his work, definitely. You can find some of his work on YouTube.
And how long? So I just get up. I can just go to YouTube and watch it, or do I have to sign up?
Well, you can find our No Cold War YouTube page on the website. We will have a hyperlink where you can, where you can stream it through YouTube. You can sign up. We encourage people to sign up because it allows us to know where people are signing up, how well we are doing, reaching people from all over the world, which has been our focus, trying to really communicate with the Bolivarian movement in Venezuela and Latin America as a whole, the leftist movements there, trying to communicate with organizations and political parties in Africa, trying to really connect the dots between the world. Because one thing that's really missing, I think, in the movement here in the United States, whatever exists here, is that internationalism isn't really a huge theme here, right? In the United States, a lot of our even most progressive activists and organizers tend not to think about how we can cooperate at a global level. And a lot of that has to do with fear over talking about peace at all and talking and challenging the military-industrial complex, which your show does a great job in doing.
Yeah, well, if you do that, you will be smeared by CNN, the Washington Post, MSNBC, and anybody else who has an MSNBC contract. It seems they don't seem to be up on what the whole game is in the U.S. military-industrial complex. They don't get it. They think there's actually two teams. They think the Democrats are against war. They have no idea what they're talking about at all. So how long is this going to go? So is this like an hour event on Saturday, 2 hours? How long do you think it's going to last?
So it's likely to last 1 full hour, maybe sometime over that. But a lot of our events have been within an hour, hour and a half framework, just because we know that people live busy lives. We also want the events to be concise and to send a clear message. So we're going to give plenty of time for the speakers to speak, to introduce, to make the points they want to make, and then to have a dialogue with each other. Probably for at least 40 minutes of that time will be a dialogue between them on these pressing matters and how to kind of almost reflect the kind of cooperation that I think we want to see with countries around the world. We want the United States to behave more in a more peaceful manner so that we can address these pressing problems that are affecting people here in the United States, workers here, oppressed people here, but also around the world. There's a lot of suffering happening because the United States wants to be the bully, wants to be the hegemon. It wants to continue to siphon everything that it can for itself at the expense of, millions upon millions, billions upon billions.
I don't know where you get this from. Do you not listen to Sam Harris? Do you not watch Bill Maher's show? Do you not understand that they're
I cannot watch Bill Maher.
They're the terror. We're the good guy. We're coming in. We're bringing Christian bombs to these savages, and of course, our bomb. They're terrorists. We are Christians, and when we drop a bomb, it hugs people to death. It doesn't blow their head off with a knife. That's horrible. It blows their head off with Christian love. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't sound like you're listening to Sam Harris or Bill Maher, or any of the smart people on foreign policy, or Joe Biden. Anyway, so we'll see you. So and will you put this event up on your YouTube? If I don't get up at 5:55 a.m. on Saturday, could I still catch it?
Yes. So the No Cold War YouTube page has our past events as well, if you want to check those out. And we will, of course, publish this one and try our best to make sure that we actually get highlights too. We try to do that as well, get individual speaker videos so people can kind of pick and choose who they want to hear. But for this dialogue, it's likely going to be that they can catch it on the YouTube page just after it's streamed.
Cool. All right, that's great, because when you said 9 a.m., 9 a.m. is actually too early for me, but 6 a.m. certainly. I'm a friggin' nightclub comedian, baby. Come on. All right. Well, listen, we want to thank you. And by the way, congratulations. Danny took third place in the Johnny Depp lookalike contest last week. So we want to give him. That's fantastic. That's
really
great.
Neat.
Isn't that great?
That is neato.
That's nice. Do you get a plaque for that, or what did you do? Do you get a kiss from a girl? What happens?
I got nothing. I still, I get so little appreciation for my impersonations.
But you didn't get any dates, no action out of that. By the way, when you go out with a young lady, Danny, I know you're a progressive, but always pick up the check.
Yeah.
I know you're progressive.
I'm married, so I know a lot. I know a little bit about that.
Oh, you're married, so you okay? So you know how that works.
Yep.
How long you been married?
I've been married for, let's see, September, over 4 years now. 3 years. 3 years, not 4. 3.
I've been married about 10 years. Oh, shit, 2 years.
I had my Joe Biden moment there.
What did I say? It's well over 4 years. Oh, fuck, like 3 probably. I don't know. It's
if
like
Joe Biden can get away with it, I can get away with it.
Well, look, the third place winner of the Johnny Depp lookalike contest is great. Also a great writer. And he's doing that event this Saturday at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. But if you're in China,
NoColdWar.org.
it'll be right in the sweet spot, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you're in China.
Actually, 9 p.m., so it's not even in their sweet spot. It's late, but it's the best we can do.
You guys are serving no one.
Jimmy.
All right, but that I will definitely check that out. We love Jeffrey Sachs, and I don't know. I've never heard of the other the Chinese academic, so I'm looking forward to checking him out. So, all right, Danny Haifong, Black Agenda Report. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Okay. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is where I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.